Unfortunately, my home and work commitments, but I make it a point to catch up on what all you missed. But as I said, Twitter is something which is going on a regular basis, and you can always look at my cricket tweets. But here I am back here on a Saturday, just going to talk about the three Boxing Day Test matches. One has already followed within the first 3 days of the first Test match, where Duan Oliver, who actually went on and replaced the Vernon Philander, who was injured, did a star turn for himself and the team as he picked up a 10 wicket. I mean, he got his best figures in Test cricket, and he also picked up 11 wickets. Stern, as far as Australia and New Zealand were concerned, and New Zealand actually setting up a mammoth score, giving them a chase of almost over 650. Sri Lanka continued to battle on. Should be all over with New Zealand actually winning the Test series. And as far as Australia and India are concerned, India definitely scenting victory, but the Aussies have been fighting on. They have been fighting on like real tigers, one could say. And Patrick Cummins, who has been always a sort of a bugbear in this series, not only with the ball, although the bat, because he has been basically occupying the crease. And yesterday, he really showed that he could be a good batsman, which even made the commentators really hint at whether he should be coming ahead in the batting order, because the way he has batted in this particular test series has been a sort of a revelation, according to me, because he's able to face the pace very well. He's able to offer some stout defense. He's able to play some great strokes as he did yesterday. One of the strokes that stood out was the bowling of Ishan Sharma. So maybe today might be a formality, but we never know. Cummins might probably go on to a century. You never know. He's 61 not out. And considering the way he has been playing in this test series, I'm not going to be a least bit surprised that Pat Cummins went on to make his maiden test century. But well, the ball is the second new ball is it's a brand new cherry, one could say. And it's going to be very difficult for the two wickets that are standing right now, as far as Cummins, very well settled Cummins, Nathan Lawn, and Hazelwood to come. And I mean, this is the real tale for the Aussies. And one probably thinks a formality, 141 runs separating them. And one is sure that this match probably will end up in the first hour of the morning session, with India actually taking a 2-1 lead in the four test series. But definitely full credit to Pat Cummins for offering some real stout resistance throughout the test series. Now, so what I'm going to start off with the first test. South African wheel of cricket. It was not there, but Duan Oliver definitely was the highest wicket taker in the Mazan Super League T20. Actually batting first after winning the toss in this match, with Pakistan making 181. They were bowled out for 180, and once again, as I said, was Duan Oliver, who used the short ball to good effect, picking up the wicket. 3 overs, 3 minutes time, who went on for Mohammad Abbas, and in fact, South Africa ended up with a very handy lead, one could say. Not a big lead. One thought that probably after bowling out Pakistan for 181, South Africa might erect a huge total and put the pressure on Pakistan. But so credit to the Pakistani bowlers for sure, the way they bowled. very good bowling effort, trying to Afridi, the three. Card there, it was the highest scorer was Tenda Bhavuma. He made 53 and 45 coming from Quinton de Kock. So with this lead, definitely at T were looking at a good situation with Imamul Haq and Shan Masood in the middle, and they were at one point of time they were 100 and I think it was, if I'm not wrong, just looking at the score, Karan, they were sailing so smoothly at tea time with the score reading 101 for, and one thought that Pakistan were really, doing a very good job here. But little did they realize that Duan Oliver, who did all the damage in the first innings, will watch performance from Duan Oliver coming in place of the injured Ronald Philander. Stein 2 wickets, Rabada 3. As far as the batting was concerned, Shan Masood, who came in at the last minute, was injured. Shan Masood making the highest score of 65 and Imamul Haq getting 57. But that was a sort of a real collapse, 101 for one, and then finally they were bowled out for 190, which set the South Africans a total of 149 runs to bat, and we were in the third day. And after the run, especially Hashim Amla, the ever graceful one, started flowing into his strokes as he and Elgar made sure that South Africa will, with Elgar making on 63, 11 boundaries in that. So as far as the South Africa versus Pakistan was concerned, it's bowler 12 first day and picking up 5 wickets. A tremendous in a wonderful. So that was New Zealand. New Zealand 170. Were runs total. New Zealand scored, and here there were the space of just 10. Trent bowled blew the Sri as the Sri Lankans were bowled out for 104, giving a 74 runs lead to New Zealand. New Zealand in their second, they made, I think it was going to look at the card before I tell you that Latham making 176, a record 176 at that, as there are only two players in New Zealand cricket in the past who have actually got scores of two scores of 150. And, Henry Nicol made this year 2018 his own and has definitely cemented his spot in the New Zealand Test team, carved out 63 young as the New Zealand, the Kiwi Granholm smashed 28 ball 50, which was the in Test matches, and finally by sixes. The New Zealand from Kushal Mendes started with strokes making 67. Angelo Matthews unfortunately had hurt due to an hamstring injury. Other than that, there was a very good resistance. Knows for a fact that Sri Lanka can't win this test match, but what they can do is they can offer a test and cricket B1 was done a wonderful slotted in number 11, and the ball, the attacks are totally stacked against the Aussies. Yeah, would be and the Aussies. Bumrah was brilliant with the ball as usual. Ishan Sharma and Mohammad Shami did a good job. Jadeja was as well. So just giving you a synopsis of, especially Jasprit Bumrah, who really hit them hard with his test best haul of 6 wickets as the Australians were bowled out for 151, thus conceding a very huge lead to the Indians.